the 10 essentials for becoming a leader. The goal of every human being should be to become a leader. But how to become a leader is what's so difficult. People don't know how to do it. And especially those who are from a history of a culture of oppression. It's very difficult. So I want to talk about how to cultivate and develop the leadership power in you, and how to also help others experience that power. Leadership, as we learned in the last few sessions that I did with you, is inherent in every human being. Every human was born to be a leader, but most of them will die as a follower. And that's because they are born in a culture that doesn't allow you to develop or discover your leadership ability. And this is why many of us are still struggling with even believing that that is possible. So this is my philosophy. Every human being was born to lead, but they must become a leader. This statement implies a reality and a process. The best way to describe the principle of this statement is every seed was created to become a tree, but it must become the tree. So there's a tree trapped in every seed, but in order for the tree to come out of the seed must submit to a process, which means it must be put in the soil, it must be given moisture, it must be given nutrients from the soil, it must receive sunlight, so then the tree begins to emerge. The same thing is true about you. Inside of you is a leader God created, but there must be a process that you submit to become that leader. And so people ask me, are leaders born or are they made? The answer is both. You are born a leader, but you must be made into a leader through a process. And this is why teaching on leadership is so important. So a title doesn't make you a leader. So here's my philosophy. I call it the original philosophy of leadership. First of all, this is a biblical principle. Trapped in every follower is a hidden leader. Number two, every human being was created to lead, and they were designed to dominate. You are wired to have dominion, but not over people. So leadership potential resides in every human being, and that's because God created you to be a dominating creature. That leads to point number 4. You were born to lead, but you must become a leader, and that's because true leadership is self-manifestation. Is a mango seed a mango tree? The answer is yes. But in order for that mango seed to manifest the tree, it must go through a process. So you could emphatically say without any contradiction that in every mango seed there's a mango tree. No question about it. The problem is it must be manifested. That leads me to point number 6, and that is the purpose for true leadership is to produce leaders. If you are a true leader, you will find that your desire would be to help other people become leaders and not make them followers. Many of the people we call leaders, they need followers. So they stop you from becoming like them, or they prevent you from progressing because they are suffering from what I call inferiority complex. But a true leader has the passion to make other people great. They want other people to succeed. And the reason why is because they feel so secure in themselves that they know you can't compete with them. So your greatness doesn't threaten their self-esteem. They are so confident in who they are that they are not afraid to make you who you are. That's what true leadership is about. It's about helping other people achieve greatness. Now, that philosophy is very true biblically, because I want to tell you about what true leadership looks like. First of all, true leadership is not control. It's actually service. A true leader is not one who controls people or controls organizations or controls departments, but a true leader is one who serves people, who serves organizations, who serve the world. And it is that service that makes them great. That means that leadership is not about power. It's about empowering other people. It's about helping other people become great. If you are placed in a position of leadership, you will show your success by empowering other people to become them true selves. That leads to point number 3. Leadership is not about manipulation. It's about inspiration. True leaders don't manipulate people, they inspire people. When you cannot inspire people, you must manipulate them. But the problem is, once you manipulate them, you're no longer a leader. You are suddenly a dictator. So true leaders don't manipulate, they inspire people. That means the point number 4. Leadership, therefore, is not about controlling people, it's about finding purpose for your life. Leaders are so consumed by pursuing the purpose for which they were born that they have no time to oppress people. Leaders are generated by a sense of purpose, not a sense of making people subjected to them. So leadership really is about purpose more than it is about people. And we'll explain in a minute how that works. And number 5, leadership is about becoming more than doing. A lot of people believe that leadership is about a lot of activity, you know. But leadership has more to do with discovering who you are and then deciding to become it. It's like a seed discovering, I am a tree. And then they spend the rest of their lives becoming that tree. Leadership, therefore, has more to do with self-discovery and then self-release. So leaders are always in competition with themselves. They know who they really are, and they will never rest until they become it. So a leader is someone who sees their end and then decide to pursue it at all costs, even at the risk of being misunderstood, of being rejected, being criticized. That's why true leaders can handle high criticism. They're not pressured by popularity. They're more concerned about being true to themselves than being true to people. And this is why it's hard to find true leaders, because many people who claim to be leaders, they have no conviction about themselves. And this is why it's tough to really help people become leaders. They are trained not to trust themselves. When